Pookie is looking exquisitely amazing today. What is it? Existentially? What does he say? Oh my gosh, I don't even know. Pookie is looking existentially.
Pookie is wearing a quintessential Pookie outfit today.
Is that the word he uses? Existential? It's date night, guys! Hi guys, it's Axandra and welcome back to my channel. I missed you guys. I didn't see you last week and I posted on my YouTube community and on my Instagram, on my TikTok, I like vented about this. My hard drive broke, guys, while I was exporting last week's video, which I was so excited to post. It like bumped into a piece of my furniture when I moved my laptop and my hard drive just stopped working. And I was like, this is not happening to me. So I couldn't post last week because literally the day of it just like broke. So I was really sad about that, but I bought a new hard drive and I sent my old one to have the data retrieved. Hopefully they can fix it. Hopefully they can just get my data. But for now I got a new hard drive to be able to film on here. So you guys are getting a video this week. I made short of it. The things I do for you guys. Yeah, let's get into this date night look. It's hair and makeup. I'm gonna show you guys what my go-to signature date night look is. As you can kind of see, we're giving bouncy hair, we're giving shimmery makeup look, we're giving contour, and all of the above. I'm gonna show you guys how I did my hair and how I did my makeup in a short little video. I'm not gonna make it too long for you guys so that your Pookie can tell you that you look good. It's not gonna be too difficult, but as you can see, this date night look is like very fun, flirty, and ultimately personality. You guys can do everything I did in this video, but I want you guys to add your own touch to it. Do you guys like a bright lip? Do you like a darker eye? You guys like less makeup? Like, do what fits you. And if you guys like how this looks, continue watching. All right, girls. First things first. What is the one thing we do when we have a date night? Whether that's a girl's date night, a romantic date night, a date night with yourself, an everything shower. Yep. We do an everything shower, and that means washing our hair, shaving, face mask, whatever it is you like to do in your everything shower. As you can see, the frizz is here. I washed my hair about like an hour and a half ago and let it air dry a little bit, but it is still pretty wet. So we're going to take all of this and turn it into this. So this is what my hair is just drying as naturally, but I'm going to be using my Dyson to kind of smooth it out and blow out whatever is still kind of wet. And we're going to get into our hairstyle. Super easy, but I think the bottom line when it comes to like hair on a date night, any date night, and this isn't necessarily romantic date nights, it could literally be like a girls' night out with your friends. But when you think of the word date night, you think fun, flirty, playful, very just like show your personality. And for me, that's a blowout. I love a good hair blowout. So we are going to use our Dyson, but you could use a curler, whatever. We're gonna use our Dyson to take this mess into something better. So let me just straighten this out with my Dyson real quick and we'll get right into it. Don't come for me, I already put heat protectant. I like to do this in two parts. I like to use this piece to just blow out everything in general to just give it some volume, and then use this piece to smooth it out and brush it out so that it's like smooth, so that then I could style it. So I like to use this piece because this is the piece that is going to give me the volume and is going to be able to let me dry out my roots. Since my hair is still wet, my roots still feel pretty like wet, and it doesn't really feel great when I'm trying to smooth out my hair but my roots are still wet. So I use this to just like make sure everything is dry for the most part so that I could just go in and smooth it and then style it. Now you should look something like this. It is giving Myrtle Snow from American Horror Story a little bit. You should feel a little bit like Myrtle. Could give in the right scenario, but just not for date night. Okay, and now we are going to attach this girl. She is going to let us smooth out our hair. She's going to let us have like a pretty smooth base to be able to style and curl and do all the fun stuff with the blowout tool. So she's necessary. I know a lot of people probably don't care for this one as much. I don't see a lot of people use this one on the Dyson, but this to me is like so necessary. I think if I didn't have this one, that first piece I used, and the blowout tool, I think the Dyson would just not be complete for me. So I really love this tool. It helps make sure everything is smooth for the style. Okay, you should still feel a little bit like Myrtle Snow. It's still a little poofy, but everything for the most part is like smooth and kind of straight. So it gives us a base to be able to do our little curl action. Now, this is my favorite part. We are going to part our hair so that it is easy for us to do this blowout. Nothing too complicated. I don't want you to think like, oh my gosh, she's gonna make me do something that's so complicated. No. And at the end of the day, you don't have to do this exact hairstyle. Like if you don't have a Dyson, you could very much just curl your hair or do it in a way that, you know, shows your personality. Like I said, the date night look is supposed to be fun and stuff, but it's to show your personality. So if you're not a girl that likes curling your hair, like you don't have to curl your hair. But this is for my girls that do. And I feel like most people do like curling their hair. So I like to use this tool right here because these are the ones that I feel like give me the blowout curl look that I like. When I normally curl my hair, I still love how it looks, but it's not, it definitely looks more polished and more like a George Washington curl. I don't know if that even makes sense. It doesn't give it a looser type of vibe. I want, for this like date night hair look, I want it to look a little bit more looser and just have a bigger, bouncier effect. I'm just going to show you guys how I do it. So you're going to grab a strand, and you want to grab a strand that's about like 1 inch, kind of like what I'm grabbing right here, and you just hold it out like this, and then you put it up the tool at the end and go like that, kind of like rub it against that piece. The air will catch it and the tool will latch, and I go back and forth like this, and then you can roll it back up for about like 5 to 10 seconds. I like to do, because I feel like that's how the curl holds a little bit better. And then once you want to release it, you turn off. You need to turn it off, because if you just keep it on, your hair is going to go everywhere. It's going to look insane. So turn off the actual tool, turn it off. Your curl should look something like that. And then you want to do that all over that right side. And then on the left side, do the same, but you want to kind of put the tool like upside down a little bit like this, because I feel like that's how the air is caught. I'm not gonna lie, it took me a minute to be able to learn how to actually use this tool, because you have to see where the air is coming from. From my experience, that's the only way it's latched for me. I don't know how else to do it really. And then you hold it 5 to 10 seconds, but this time you just kind of want to grab it loosely like this and kind of remove it like that. I don't know how else to do that side. I don't know why I haven't found a good trick yet, but that's what has worked for me, so that the curls kind of look identical on both sides. And you're just gonna do that all over your head until you finish. Part your hair the way you like, but I like to do the bottom part and then part both sides into 2. It just allows me to do more curls and to get that big bouncy curl effect. The more curls you have on your head, the bigger your hair is gonna look. And I want my hair to look pretty big if I want some volume, so
I'm going to finish this up and we're going to jump right back into it.
Alright girls, the hard part is over. Don't brush it, don't really touch it. Just get some hairspray and lightly put some on and scrunch. And that's it. Don't brush it yet. Kind of let the curls sit, let them cool off. Now it's time for my personal favorite, the makeup. You guys know I love hair, but makeup just puts everything together, in my opinion. I've always been a makeup girl. So I'm just grabbing some inspo. I already have like my own date night look, but let's just look on Pinterest just for fun, because I know there's like a specific like aesthetic that a lot of people go for. Yeah, okay. Kind of like a smoky eye. Some people do more of like a neutral type of thing. Okay. A lot of like deep set eyes, almost like the Office Siren type of look. So a lot of shimmer too, which I love. We're going to incorporate this somehow. Put your hair back. I like to use these little clippies from Amazon like that, so it's out of our face. Honestly, cute. I'm gonna have my mirror here so I'm not just like doing makeup into oblivion. I need to see what I'm doing. So date night to me means glam, so we are gonna be doing some foundation. I'm just getting some moisture gel and kind of rehydrating my face, because I did do my skincare like 2 hours ago, so I feel like it kind of disappeared. So we are going to be using our Dior Forever Skin Glow. Yes. And I'm not gonna put an extreme amount, because I personally have noticed with this foundation, you don't need to put so much for it to cover a good amount. So I'm just going to do that and then mix it in with my Ilia concealer. So I like this concealer. I wouldn't say it's my absolute favorite, but like I definitely will use it until it's done and maybe just try a new one just to experiment, see what I like. But very solid concealer. I feel like I really like a super full coverage concealer, and this one you kind of have to build on a little bit. Actually, I got a little tiny foundation brush. Guys, this is probably one of my favorite makeup brushes right now. Personally, because it does the job so quickly. Like, I feel like I can blend my foundation in 2 seconds. Also, because it's just so cute. And I do love a sturdy brush. I love when my brushes, like, do their job quick. Like, I'm not over here just like blending forever. This does it so quick, and as someone who puts makeup on like every day, I need something that's gonna let me be efficient with my time and not have me just sitting in front of a mirror like constantly blending. Okay, I look a little pale, and naturally, because I'm so blessed, I have blemishes that still appear, some red spots, so I just kind of go over it with the concealer again, but this time we kind of like pat it on so that it's a little more full coverage. Now we're going to do some under eye. This is probably my favorite and most crucial part of the makeup because I love a bright under eye. Like, I want my under eyes to look like super full coverage. Like, I am not playing with my concealer. That's why I said, like, when a concealer is more on the buildable side, it's harder to work with than a concealer that's like automatically full coverage. Get your translucent powder ready because I set my concealer right away, girls. We do not play, especially for like the nighttime. The makeup has to be a little darker and a little bit more heavy on the nighttime because you can't see your makeup as well at night. So if you want full coverage, you really have to do full coverage. Pack on that concealer, girl. Like, I sometimes do 2 layers, and I know that sounds bad and it sounds like it's gonna be cakey, but like I said, this concealer is pretty buildable. So, and this one I use a sponge with because the sponge is just a little bit more focused, and I feel like I could like, as soon as we do that, we get the translucent and we set it immediately. This is what's gonna give us the bright under eye, and this is what's gonna allow us to prevent creasing. There's nothing, oh my gosh, there's nothing that pisses me off more than eye creasing, and it happens all the time on my lids. Oh my gosh, I can't stand it. We are going to get into it here. Now we get into the contour. I'm just gonna get my e.l.f. bronzer putty and going to contour my nose. This isn't an extremely hard process. I just kind of like go on the bottom, go a little bit on top to form that little button nose type of thing that I always tell you guys about, and then lightly do the little, is the bridge of my nose? I think it's the bridge. Yeah, it's the bridge. Leave that on for a second. It looks a little crazy, but leave it on. Get your bronzer brush, and I'm going to pat on some of that putty to this part of my face. A date night look calls for contour, guys. I hate to break it to you, but you have to contour your face, especially in the nighttime. I love doing it on the forehead. It makes your forehead look smaller. Tip for the girls with the big foreheads. And then chin, of course, to get that jawline. On to setting our bronzer now. So now get a powder bronzer of some sort and just set it so that it doesn't like rub off, since the putty is like a cream. The top, oh my gosh, I put way too much. What is that? Literally, what is that? Hold up, guys. We're going to just lightly, roughly blend out our nose concealer. Looks a little crazy, but it'll all come together. Trust the process. Bronzer is set. Move on to our blush. I personally use the Sephora trio that they have. We kind of mix all colors together. I like to get these two and then pinch a little bit of that one because this one's very pigmented, so beware. Move on to the tops of the cheeks. I noticed that that gives it more of a contour where it lifts your face rather than like on the apples. Like, if it looks better on you, oh my god, I put way too much. Guys, I'm putting way too much. What's going on with me today? I think it's because I'm trying to like do it in a quick way so that you guys can see it. It's okay, we'll fix it. I don't want to put too much eyeshadow just because you could do a good eyeshadow. Actually, you know what? We'll do an eyeshadow. Get like some kind of light color. I like to use this highlight powder and kind of just use one of their lighter colors as a base. And then get like a little bronzy color and just go on the outer corners a little bit. Maybe get some of your bronzer color and do that so it kind of matches the look. So I'm just getting a little bit and putting it on the outer corners. Okay, and something that is crucial for me at least is black eyeliner. I need it on my waterline. I feel like it just pulls any look of mine together. Now, get some sort of brown blackish color. We're going to go on the lash line and kind of slowly put just a little bit over here to give like an eyeliner effect. And your choice, of course, if you want to wing it out. I personally am not like the biggest fan of wings, so I just put it on the outer lash line and I feel like it opens my eyes a little bit more, gives it more of a nighttime look. Okay, now I'm gonna do something a little different. I like to thin out my brows sometimes, but not actually like with a tweezer. I do it with concealer. So I just get like a brush like this and some concealer and really outline the front of my brows. And this just allows for me to make them look thinner. So I do the top, and then I kind of blend that in, and then I set it with powder, and it makes my eyebrows appear just like thinner. One thing I do is I just fill in the tails a little bit so that they're longer. Because when they're longer and thinner, I feel like it just gives it like a sexy type of look. I don't know. The 90s were like known for like the very sexy, like the kind of rebellious look. So I really love doing like a thin brow here and there. So I really just set it and then I blend it with some powder. Okay, I don't know if you notice a difference, but to me they look pretty thinner. And I don't know why, I've been loving this look as like a date night look. I'm so messy when it comes to my makeup. Like I feel like I just like doodle on myself. This side is still very strong too. Oh my gosh. Now I'm going to do just my mascara, and I have a video on TikTok on how I do my mascara. So I have a whole TikTok video on how I do my mascara step by step. So you guys can always go click on that. I'll link it in the description for you guys to see that tutorial. I'm not gonna do my mascara on camera, so I'm just gonna go do that and be right back. Okay, mascara is done. Now it's time for the lips. I'm gonna be using the NYX lip liner in the shade Peekaboo Neutral. And we're just gonna overline our lips. To be honest, guys, I like to do a slight overline on the top and then overline on the bottom and then fill in on the outsides, and the inside I really just do gloss, and it kind of just blends the color together. You don't really need to fill in your entire lip, just kind of the outline a little bit and then put a gloss on top, and I feel like it just comes together really nicely. And the last step of this makeup routine, guys, you cannot forget this. If you forget this, I think the makeup look just doesn't make sense. So you are gonna get your favorite, most pigmented highlighter that you have. Get some kind of brush, or if you like do it with your finger, do it with your finger. Put some on the inner corners. I'm telling you, the most pigmented one you have. Put it on your inner corners. Get some and do that little button nose effect I always tell you guys about. A little bit on the bridge and on the button nose. That makes a huge difference. Don't play with me. And then you're gonna get some and put it on your cheekbone? Yeah, cheekbone. And just the same highlight, kind of just do it roughly. I do a little bit of my brow bone and just make sure that button nose is buttoning. That made no sense. And that is your date night makeup look. Let's take this out and see the finished look. All right, girls, and that is the finished look. I am obsessed with this look. I will always be obsessed with this look because it just gives neutral glam, but also beauty queen when you do your hair nice and big like this. Not like, you know, like pageant queen big, but I think it's like the right amount for a date night. It looks cute, it looks put together. It's just one of my favorites. I am just obsessed. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys love that little date night look that I did for you guys. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe, guys. Subscribe, join our awesome YouTube family. And be sure to follow my socials. I post there daily. We are here every Sunday. But thank you guys so much for watching. Love you guys, and I'll see you in next week's video. Bye.